think about it like this. Like, when a girl's on her period, it's not like you can't go pee or something. Like, it doesn't interfere with you going pee.
I know, there's 2 different holes.
You knew that? No, I'm just kidding. Whoa, there's 2? I thought it was just one big hole. And everything came out of there. No, but I'm just saying, like...
No, but I'm just saying if you went to the bathroom to empty it, not to go pee.
Well, you're not going to do it in public, obviously. I think those cups are designed to last for, like, a really long amount of hours. I could be wrong.
You would know better than me.
No, I first heard about those through you guys here. I never heard of those until you guys brought it up one time.
Yeah, but, like, we also don't know how periods work.
The Lost Hour podcast is back.
When I was in junior high, there's a girl that got toxic shock syndrome, and they put it in the school newspaper. They mentioned her name and everything. And I was just like, why the fuck would you do this? So after that, everyone knew her as a dirty girl.
But you know what?
I think she moved schools after
These
that.
kids write their own newspapers, right?
Yeah.
The kids do.
But like,
Well, they
there's
bullied
a
her
teacher
into-
that's an editor, at least.
Yeah,
There has to be.
But
Yeah.
but also too, like, and this sounds kind of random, but there are people who don't have like access to that kind of stuff. Like, maybe their families are like lower income or things like that, and they just don't have the resources, so they end up wearing like pads for a long ass time, like the whole day or 2 days, because they don't have like resources. So it couldn't have, maybe the girl was like unhygienic, but maybe also too, like, she didn't have access to like change it, or maybe she didn't have a lady to like tell her, you're supposed to, this is how you actually use it. So it's kind of sad, actually.
Have you guys ever had to buy feminine hygiene products for ladies?
Yeah, every
No.
month.
Dude, it's so confusing because there's so many options, and there's different styles and stuff. Like, one time my girl sent me to go buy some. She was like, "Oh, bring me." She was like, "Oh," she asked me like, "Can you bring me some pads with wings on them?" With wings, and I was like, "Yeah, for sure." So
You got her
I
a Red
stopped-
Bull and soak the pad with the Red Bull? Or what?
No, I stopped at Walgreens, bought a box of pads, and then I stopped at Wingstop to get her some fucking
Are you serious?
wings. I thought she wanted wings. So I pulled up.
Did you actually?
dude? Huh?
Did you actually?
No. I saw that on I think I saw it on TikTok. Yeah.
The one, yeah, actually, you know what? I did see that one. The other one, too, I saw was like, because like some of them say like secret, and then some of them say like sport. And like the boyfriend goes, he's like, "Are you feeling like you want to exercise, or are you feeling like secret agent type vibes?"
I know. I seen one time it was like, oh, like they'll be having girls on the pad in like tampon commercials doing fucking backflips and all this crazy shit. But it's like, when you're really on your period, that's like the last thing you're fucking trying to
They should be showing like people just curled
like
up in
crying
bed,
Yeah.
fucking eating chocolates, not fucking doing fucking
watching
cartwheels
rom
and-
coms.
Yeah, like my girl won't want to go to the gym that week.
Well, that being said, welcome to the Lost Hour podcast, guys. It's fucking June. Happy Pride Month. You guys, what are you guys doing to celebrate Pride?
Group hug in the showers.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't gym with you, so yeah, good luck with that. That's what you got to look forward to, Terse.
Oh,
your new
what?
gym journey. Group hugs in the showers.
No, I need my funnel first.
But yeah, man. Well, what's been going on in the Pride world? There's like a bunch of parades and shit like that, no?
I mean, even though I'm gay and everything, guys.
You don't partake?
No, it's not. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm just myself. I don't know. I'm not like,
You don't need a month to.
my whole life is gay. So, I don't know.
Everything I do is gay.
Well, like, I've never really, I think I've gone to like 1 or 2 Pride when I was like 18 or 17 or something, or probably maybe even younger than that in high school. But I don't know. I think as an adult, like, I don't know. Like, I don't even have like a little rainbow or flag or nothing like that. Like, I've never really been like that.
Yeah, I get what you mean, I guess. Not really.
Huh? Well, I think a lot of people think like, oh, when you're gay, you gotta be like having a gay flag and, oh yes, queen and this and that or whatever. But like, I'm not really like that.
I feel like that's like a new.
Nah, it's been going on
Do
forever.
you date or have you dated someone
That's like that?
That is like that?
I mean, I've only been with like 3 people, like dated 3 people.
Have any of those 3 people been like that?
The very first one, but that bitch was psycho, so
That,
doesn't really count. Doesn't really count.
Or like they make it their personality.
yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
that's what it kind of feels like. You know,
Yeah.
it's like when vegan people turn like vegan, like they make it their whole personality.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Everybody's different, so I wouldn't want to say because you know people have different levels of like what they're proud of. I guess proud of. It's like people like you know like for example like I love Ontario and I'm always repping Ontario and stuff. So it's like I'm like proud to be from Ontario. So like someone who's gay, maybe they feel that way about being gay and they're like proud to be gay.
Well, the whole point is because you had to be closeted, right? Because you would get bashed or whatever. And then it became a thing where it's like, you know what? Be proud, like show that you're happy to be gay or whatever, right?
I don't really know. That's
well,
what I'm
that's
saying.
my understanding of like why there's like a whole Pride Month and
Yeah, that
so
I
you're
don't
not
know.
afraid to show who you really are.
Oh,
It's like
I guess
expression,
I
freedom
guess
of
I'm-
expression.
I guess I'm
That's what
kind
it
of
is.
lucky because honestly, in my entire life, I think only once I had someone like talk shit to me for being gay. But other than that, like I said, like I'm just myself. Like I don't really like make it my identity or anything. It's just like another thing. Like instead of liking guys, I just like girls. Like that's
Yeah.
that's the only difference. So.
Yeah, it's not really.
But I know some people, but like, you know what I mean? Like some people are very like, they struggle with that stuff or like they don't have like a lot of support or like you said, like they couldn't like express or show that part of themselves or whatever. So look, like I'm very fortunate that wasn't really the case with me, but I don't know.
But everyone's experience is different.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody. So
Guess it just really fucking depends.
yeah, but I mean, I don't know too much, but I have heard that like they're trying to like take the month away or something. Like they changed the month or something like that. Right.
I feel like it used to be in September.
No.
'Cause that-
No, like they took away like Pride Month. They said that like it doesn't exist anymore or something, right?
No, but I'm being honest. I felt like it used to be in September because I remember I went to San Francisco one year for like in September, and they had just like legalized gay marriage in California, and they were having like some big old like parade out in.
But San Francisco,
Yeah,
it's
was like
gay
the-
all the time.
Yeah.
San Francisco,
the
like,
parade
one of
was
the-
probably to celebrate that gay marriage was legal. I don't think the month has changed.
I don't know.
Yeah,
But I remember my mom texting me. She was like, "Is that why you?" She like saw the news. She was like, "Is that why you went to San Francisco?" I was like, "No, dude.
By the way, I'm married now.
Nah,
I went with my girlfriend at the time."
I think it's always gay over there, like Seattle. Like the whole
Seattle's,
city,
like-
yeah, that city's like super
Really?
gay. Yeah,
So is San
There's also a bunch
Diego.
of crackheads, or like fentanyl addicts and shit.
that's everywhere, bro. That's everywhere you go.
Did you guys hear about the Final Destination screening? Where was it? Argentina or some shit?
Yeah, I believe it's art. Yeah,
What happened?
It's
In
like
the-
a new Final Destination movie.
Yeah.
Blood
Wait, which
Lines.
one is it now? The fucking
Blood-
Final
I
Destination.
don't know,
50?
dude. But apparently the ceiling collapsed during the screening.
No, it's not 6.
It's more than that.
Because there's 5
You
at
gotta have,
least.
like at 12 or something.
No, there's
no?
5, and then there's the Final Destination, and then
The finale.
so this might be 7.
Destination?
Look at that shit.
No, actually, this is the last one.
Apparently nobody died. I
It's a
think one
prequel.
person got hurt or something. Can you imagine though?
That's
like
not
you're
Argentina. They got an American flag right there.
That's not even the actual theater.
yeah, what the fuck, Pablo?
Hey man,
That's what I'm telling you,
That's
Pablo.
I
No,
didn't think it was gonna catch.
That's Bridesmaids on the screen.
Joe Dirt.
that's what I'm telling. Because I've seen that video before.
There's
Where-
a new
where-
one that happened in May, like May 16th.
Oh,
Watch this not
okay.
even
Yeah.
be true. Like, it was just
I
like
don't
a
think it's
random-
true.
A random video.
That's why I
at a
asked. I was
movie
like,
theater.
is that
No,
true?
it is true though.
Yeah, I hate the internet. You never know what's real, what's not.
You know what's cool about
Just stay
that
off
those
it.
movies though is how much they influence you. So it's like how often are you driving on the freeway, and there's like a big trailer carrying something sketchy, and that's the first thing you think of, like, oh, Final Destination, and you move over to the next lane. 'Cause
Or
you
try
wanna
to pass
avoid
it
That
up.
brings me to my
Yeah.
next point. How do you guys think, like, if you had to create a Final Destination death for each other, what would it be?
The gym.
But let's be more specific than the gym.
They would be working out together.
I feel like,
Big
okay,
Cat
Elaborate.
spotting.
so
spotting.
Leo's ego lifting and Pablo's spotting him. It's too heavy for Pablo.
Oh, and this fool's fucking vertebrae from his spine start popping out on his back.
No, like he
No.
drops a bar on his neck.
no,
and
no.
decapitates himself.
Oh.
And then We got to play Pablo into that.
Pablo's trying to lift the weight off of him. The weights slide off on the other end,
and then the bar flings up.
Yeah, and Pablo gets
knocks
launched.
Pablo's head off.
I can't. Oh, the bar. You just feel like
into the ceiling of the gym.
And then he like.
Oh, they have ceiling. They have crazy ceiling.
Oh,
fans,
the big ass fans. The big ass fans.
And
Yeah.
just
chops him up, and he gets tossed again.
That's more realistic.
And he goes fan to fan, like it's,
Ragdoll
and
technology.
everyone's just getting showered in blood and like freaking out.
It starts raining blood. That'd be perfect
That's
film.
the
It
intro.
starts raining blood
That's
in
the
the
intro.
Blood
gym.
and body parts.
And then
It cuts
he
to the
falls
ladies.
down.
The ladies doing sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah. I want to know.
This is a sequel to Tripping and Killing. Tripping and Killing, Final Destination.
Cuts to the ladies doing Zumba and stuff,
And they
like,
all
the
start
blood splashes
trampling
on
him?
them. Oh yeah,
They start
there's like a body part like flies into them.
They don't notice him there, and they're like fucking getting it.
And then a service dog has like a fucking arm in his mouth or something.
What?
Yeah, because his body parts are everywhere.
Where did the service dog come from? The
I don't know,
gym.
people have service
yeah,
dogs.
people have service dogs.
I never seen.
I've
that.
never seen one at the gym.
The dog's all lifting.
You guys have no fucking imagination.
I'm just saying I've never seen a service
All
dog
right,
at the
cool.
gym.
We'll cut my part out.
Well, I mean, it could happen. I mean, you guys go to 24-hour fitness is next to the fucking police station. Maybe somebody called in a report and the cop brought his canine with them. There you go. That's how the dog
You
gets
saved it.
Thanks, Lewis.
All right. Next scene.
How's Terse die?
Painting a mural, and the spray paint can blows up on my hand, and then I bleed out.
Nah, that's boring.
Nah.
I was
Yeah.
thinking you're riding your bike down Euclid on the way to record, and some like some big ass semi is fucking turning. The guy like spills coffee on his leg, so he freaks out.
But stop there. He almost hits you, but you're able to like kind of get out of the way,
Maneuver.
and the semi also gets out of the way, and you're still cruising down Euclid. Like, fuck, that was a close one. And you stop to like catch your breath, and then what happens?
And then the trailer who like missed her swerved the other way, hit the bridge. The bridge is not
No,
collapsing.
wait.
The sign
No,
falls on her.
The trailer that swerved out, it didn't hit you, but the doors open up, and it has, what should it have in the back? What should it be? What should be loaded up?
Oh,
Something
like
something-
acetylene tanks for like welding, like oxygen, all those tanks.
Oh, yeah,
They all
yeah.
start falling off. Like they start snapping and like they're
They're like bouncing on
yeah,
the
and they're
street.
flying everywhere. Like if they're hitting other cars, and like Terry's like, oh my god, and then she's trying to dodge like all these cars like crashing each other. Like everyone's like explosions.
But she's like standing up on her bike, but her ass is out. And then the tank just goes.
No, not yet. I'm driving also record. I'm coming down Euclid. I see Terse. I'm like, Terse, come, like hurry up, get in the car. She's running over me, and then you see the tank come. Like she's about to make it in the car, and then,
But you were able to open your door.
Yeah.
Like you reached over, you flung your door
Yeah,
open.
yeah.
The tank hits her, and she hits your
the
door.
door, yeah.
And then your door snaps
Yes,
off.
yes.
But you're still racing over here. You pull up to the studio, and I'm just sitting here like, like panting, like shock in my face.
You're grieving.
I'm grieving
them
these
too.
guys. Yeah, you're like,
you don't
what?
know. You don't know that Terse.
Yeah, I don't know about Terse. I don't know what's going on Euclid with this tanker.
I was gonna say, cuts the scenes, and you're doing a Red Bull Monster run at 7-Eleven, but your IBS hits really loud, and you ask the 7-Eleven guy, dude,
You're asking me to use the bathroom, and he's like, nah,
buddy, I gotta use the restroom.
employees only.
Employees only, sir. Sorry.
Oh,
Hey,
Jesus.
And you said,
Yeah, you know what? Never mind. This movie doesn't need to come out.
No, go ahead.
you run to the restroom, dude. One of those oxygen tanks are still like bouncing down the street, and it.
No.
Nah.
It has to be completely different.
It has to be unrelated.
Okay,
I have my AirPods in during this run. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to walk there. It's down the street. I have my AirPods in while all this is happening. So I'm like, whatever. I don't realize all these explosions and stuff. I'm able to buy the Red Bulls and stuff. I'm like, I really got to shit. The guy says no, like employees only. I'm like, well, fuck you. I still buy the drinks. and now I'm like kind of like speed walking home.
No.
I
I got a better
one.
idea. I got a better one.
All right.
So you're sitting there, you see the chicken rollers on the grill,
okay.
and you're just like, you know what? Like, let me do a chicken
I
roll
like
for
where
old
this is
time's
going. I
sake,
like where
right?
this is going.
You're wearing a shirt like this, you know, you start getting it. You also decide you want a hot dog, but there's no more buns, so you start arguing with the guy. Hey, man, where the fuck are the buns? Blah, blah. He's like, they're right there, and you're like, no, they're not. Blah blah. You bend down, like look or whatever. Your shirt gets caught inside the roller. And then it starts fucking pulling and pulling. You don't really notice. And then, like, you're just like, oh, shit. Like, what the fuck? And then, like, you start catching on fire at the same fucking time because it's a hot-ass grill.
Yeah.
And, like, all these hot dogs are rolling off on top of you. You start getting sucked into shit.
What?
Next thing you know.
Is this some kind of Final Destination?
It sounds like we need our own
spin-off with-
sequel.
Yeah.
I was imagining like you
Is this
had
like
to-
a subscription-based Final Destination?
No.
You're making?
And then fucking it gets all the way right here to your arm. You're screaming for help. People are trying to like rip you out of your shirt, trying to get you out or whatever. And then it snaps your own arm and your collarbone stabs into your jugular and you die.
I was picturing
You
you
bleed
like
out.
having to
yeah?
take a shit so bad, and he's like, "No, employees only." And
No,
you're
wait. Sorry. How about that all happens and to put the icing on the cake because the worker or the employee was such an asshole by not letting me shit that my bones are breaking, I'm getting stuck, I'm on fire, and my ass just explodes
Shit all over the
all
7-Eleven
over the
floor.
worker. And he has glasses on. He takes his glasses off, and it's like, you know when people have a tan? Like it's just his skin where his glasses were. The rest is like shit.
Like Zach and Mary make a porno where she runs out, or the cameraman runs out. What the fuck? You frosted me like a fucking cake or whatever.
All right, we got to think for Lewis now.
I survive until the sequel. I'm the only one
Lewis
that lives.
survives. He's like,
Yeah.
I got to document this. I have to
We'll make him
put this out on YouTube or whatever.
Emergency pod, guys.
So he's doing the podcast by himself, freaked out, right? Now we got to keep going. With
Your parents
this.
still let me.
That's all I got.
Your parents still let me in the house even though you're all dead. I gotta go back there.
Do you just kill yourself on the podcast? Or is that too easy?
It's too easy.
All right. You try to kill yourself and it misfires?
No, I become paranoid schizophrenic because like nobody believes that like all you guys died and there's something happening.
Oh,
Yeah, so I become a shut-in. I lock myself in here. Your parents can't get me out of here.
and you die of
I won't.
starvation.
I won't
right?
leave. I won't leave. I'm like, nah, dude. I'm just doing like a live stream full time.
And
That's
this
how.
becomes the most popular podcast ever.
Like the Truman Show.
Oh, don't get me started on the Truman Show.
I love that movie.
I love it too, and it makes me sad.
It's a really great movie.
And then, do you guys? Well, I always bring this up. Nah.
All right, what's next?
Stop
What's
talking about
next?
Do you guys believe we're living in a simulation?
Yeah, no, let's not do this. I feel like that's my number one topic all the time.
Really? You've been watching that?
Huh?
About
What?
The whole simulation thing?
No. Should we do it?
No.
We can't do it.
No.
I talk about it too much.
No. What's next?
Truman Show. You ever think you've seen the Truman Show?
No.
It's
No
a
joke,
movie,
eh?
right? So the Truman Show. Basically, I'll cut it short.
Ed Harris.
This guy from birth up until how old was he? Maybe like
30 or something.
25, 30.
30.
30?
I said 30.
He is being secretly recorded in this like dome world.
Oh, yeah, I have seen this. This is old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then sometimes I'm like, my life is a simulation because something's happened, and I'm like, hey, yo.
I don't necessarily feel like it's a simulation, but there are times where I feel like the people I'm passing by are like not real. I'm like, that person's not real. Right
Yeah, right? Like some shit's
Like,
too
they look
perfect.
That
No, not
person, that
perfect.
motherfucker back there is not real.
No, it's not that they look too
It's just
perfect.
Leo eating a chicken roll. Like,
No, like some people I see them and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they
Like,
say that's part
that's
of
not
it
a real
because they say
person.
people are NPCs.
Yeah, like that. Like
Yeah.
they not that they look too perfect, but they look like not like a person.
It's a simulated person. Like it's just someone like to be there in the background, like doing
Just
shit.
weirdos, dude.
Like when you watch a movie, like the extras in the
Just
background.
Random weirdos.
do you ever think you're that person to that person that you
Nah.
think is that?
Nah, I'm the main character.
Yeah.
Main character syndrome.
I got main character energy.
What's your main character arc? What are you going through?
Fuck if I know.
You just fuck.
No, quite the opposite actually.
starts her porn star career.
No. What the heck?
Leo becomes her
Anyway,
manager.
What's next? What is next? Please.
Do you guys ever fuck with King of the Hill?
Hell yeah.
Only late nights.
On King of the Hill, did you guys hear about how Jonathan Joss was murdered?
John Redcorn.
Yup.
No.
What happened to this guy? It looks like Don Francisco, bro.
Yeah, so I guess that fool was
I
killed
guess, I can see it.
outside of his house or something like
He was
that.
murdered, right?
Yeah.
So
Was
there
it a hate crime?
Well, that was the initial.
That's what they're...
The initial thing was that it was a hate crime that his neighbors were like, hating on him because he was gay. He lived with his partner. But then the video got released recently. A different neighbor, not the one that killed him, but a different one was recording him. And he was holding onto a pitchfork. And then he had a paper on his hand. So the original article that came out was Jonathan Joss went out to get his mail. When he was outside grabbing his mail, he got shot and killed by a neighbor, right? And his thing was he would always talk about how his neighbors hate him. They hate that he's gay. Like, they hate that he lives there, whatever.
What state did he live in?
Texas.
Oh.
So in January, his house burned down. Apparently, and there's a whole, like, a...
Conspiracy behind it?
Well, no. Apparently, maybe.
Was it arson?
No. His power was off. So it was like strong winds or something, and it knocked down like a light pole or something like that, and he didn't have electricity. Or they had to shut off the electricity because it was dangerous. And then he had to get all these kinds of permits to fix it. So it was taking forever. And then he started creating a theory that, everyone is against him and they didn't want to approve his permits or whatever. So this is where he lives. He didn't have electricity in order for him to stay warm because it was January, like during the winter season. He would light like I don't know if it was a grill or something inside the house to keep him warm. Well, he said he turned it off. He got a hotel room with his partner. His dogs were in there. And his house caught fire. One of the dogs died.
Dang.
He was implying that like somebody burned his house down knowing that he wasn't there, but he wasn't saying it, right? He's all, well, what the investigator was saying, that he probably left the thing on and that's what caught, or that's what started the fire. But he was kind of like still implying like, my neighbors hate me. They've threatened me with guns before. He's claiming hate crime. But it's like everyone was on his side initially because the original story, this is like fast forward to a couple of weeks ago or a week ago or something. The story was he went out, he grabbed his mail. While he was getting his mail, he got shot and killed by a neighbor. And they ran with it. And then a couple days later, that video I was telling you about came out that a neighbor was recording him. He's holding a pitchfork. He's holding a piece of paper in his hand. He does mention that he's like, I'm an actor, reading lines, right? So he made it seem, or it kind of does look like maybe he's just practicing for whatever lines he's reading or whatever, the script that he's reading.
On the way to get his mail? Why can't you just do it in his house?
Well, they said he was grabbing his mail. He wasn't.
Oh.
This is like after.
Oh,
this
like
is what the video
The
shows.
truth of what happened.
This is what the video shows. And he's kind of like going back and forth with his neighbor. And it does kind of sound like he's being a little bit racist, like saying like that they don't speak English, this and that he can like deport them and this and that, right? And then he starts kind of like threatening them a little bit. Like, you should watch the video. But he starts to like threaten them. I mean, this guy, he is being aggressive. It almost seems like a manic episode.
Wait, the neighbor or him?
Him.
Oh.
Yeah,
It seems pretty manic. Like maybe he has some kind of behavioral stuff going on. But I mean, he does have a pitchfork and he's like just kind of acting crazy. So now people are saying like, damn, like, can all that hate crime stuff and everything he was saying prior be true? Yeah, very well can be. And it maybe could have driven him to that point where he's just losing his mind. Or it could have been maybe he was just not on medications he's supposed to be. So it's kind of like all over the place.
I have a question, and we might not know the answer to this, but was he involved in the reboot?
He is. Well,
sure?
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
he's
he
on
is.
the he's in the new intro.
Because no, the character, yes, but Jonathan Joss.
Oh, that
Was he doing the voice?
Yeah.
Because I saw a video of a panel. It was a King of the Hill panel at a convention, and you know how like people are allowed to come up and ask questions. Jonathan Joss was there asking and he was like getting really emotional, and he was like kind of like going after the. I think the people on the panel were like the writers. It might have been like Mike Judge and like other people, and he was like kind of like talking shit to them, and he was getting really emotional. He's like, no, he's like, I played this character for like so many years, and like he's getting mad because like people are like laughing. He's like, no, he's like, be respectful. Like you had your chance to talk, blah blah blah. So I'm not sure if he was involved in it.
Yeah, from what I'm
Sounds like not,
seeing,
yeah.
from what I'm seeing, he did record the voice for the
new one.
for the reboot. Yeah.
Okay. Oh shit. I don't know.
Yeah, that's wild.
I don't know. So people are what? So people are against him now because they're saying that might have been his fault.
No, I don't know, because now it is one sided because he's not able to defend himself. But like, it's one of those things that looks like maybe he is, reading his lines or practicing his lines. Maybe he has his own way of doing it because he is holding like what looks like is a script, right? And what is he reading? Does the actor hold a pitchfork? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it's weird. It's just the whole thing is weird. But you kind of do get a little bit more context when this family's recording him, because he does kind of like throw some personal attacks towards that family. My understanding is they are not the ones that shot him, but I don't know. Yeah,
Did anybody go to jail?
I don't know. I would imagine so. Like, they probably got taken away and then out on bond or something.
Well, conspiracy being on the subject, I have some conspiracy theories I want to run by you guys, and I want to see what your guys' thoughts are.
All right.
Here's the first one. And these are all Reddits, so I'm going to read them as they are. So one of my favorites is that the government was behind Throwback Thursday in order to get us to digitize and upload pictures that they would not have had access to in order to improve age progression, facial recognition algorithms.
I never heard of that, but I thought about that and I believe it for sure. And to kind of like go deeper on that, so when they would be like, oh, post a picture of you at this age, post a picture of you as a baby, and then when you were 15, and then when you were 20, and now, and how you look now, right? Or when they're like, oh, post pictures of your kids, or oh, post pictures of your spouse.
Not to
parent.
mention those filters that make you look like you can tell how you look like older.
Well, I mean, not really that part of it, but like, yeah, exactly like you're saying, a catalog, right?
Yeah.
Or even when you go to the airport nowadays, like when you walk up, you hand them your ID and they'll be like, okay, stand here, and they'll take a picture. But a lot of
Really?
people, a lot
I haven't
of
been to
people-
an airport in a while.
Yeah, dude, a lot of people
That's
don't know.
crazy.
Just to go through security,
Yeah.
they'll make you stand. You could refuse it, but a lot of people don't know that, and a lot of people just go with the flow. They don't question nothing. So like when I would travel a lot last year, I'd always be like, nah. Or even
But if
when
you
I-
refuse, does it make you like
No.
suspicious or whatever?
Not at
I
all.
mean, they can search her if she has nothing to worry
No,
about.
it's
then
not even
whatever.
that. It's just like because
Yeah,
like
but
you
it
said,
it takes up your time.
It does.
But it's because they say like, oh, we don't keep these photos. They get deleted after we verify your identity.
After we
But
upload them to
I
the cloud.
I just gave you my ID. I'm right in front of you. Why do I need to stand in front of a screen, right? So think of it like this. Like, let's say.
And it had to have been a real ID because now you need real ID to travel, right?
No, I'm saying from last year when I would go.
Oh, okay.
So like, let's say I hand them my ID, but obviously ID pictures could be outdated. So let's say within that time I like cut my hair, or like
Or cut your life into pieces.
I started wearing glasses or something, right? Like from there, they can upload and see how you look currently. So if they
Right.
need to find you, they have the most current uploaded
Picture of
photos
you,
of
yeah.
you. So yeah, dude, like I definitely believe that it has definitely something to do with that.
I mean, you could definitely if you really try to think about it, like, can you trace this back when Throwback Thursday started? No.
I don't
Or
think
who
I ever
started
did
it?
that. Yeah, but
But it was
yeah.
it was a thing for a while.
Yeah, for sure. Or Flashback Friday or whatever.
Yeah. Here's another one. This one's kind of out there, but lotteries are actually traps for time travelers.
What?
How?
Lotteries are actually traps for time travelers. Because if you think about it, if somebody were to come back in time,
Oh, and they win the lottery?
well, they know who's gonna or what the score would be. Like ahead of time, they could look it up
Yeah.
if they're from the future, and they would automatically come here and try to like make some money.
Nah.
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 I mean, that one's out there. It's out there. All right, here's another one. There's an underground PR firm that helps celebrities fake their own death to escape the harshness of the limelight, or if they feel like their life is in danger.
Yeah.
Tupac,
Before.
Biggie, Paul Walker.
Biggie, I don't know, because he's never been like spotted anywhere, right?
Nah, as far as yeah, there's definitely more Tupac impersonators than there are. Than there are.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I've never seen a Biggie impersonator.
I
That
haven't
fool
either.
is
He's a big
ugly.
guy,
Who would want to look like that guy?
Damn, Jesus Christ, he's dead. Put some respect on his name. that was ugly.
I can see that.
You know what? Though? But he also had a very distinct look. Like he had a lazy eye.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you
Biggie?
impersonate?
Biggie, yeah, Biggie had a lazy
make
eye.
yourself have a lazy eye.
Yeah, that's a very hard. It's a very hard thing where Tupac is like Anthony Mackie looked like him in fucking in the Notorious B.I.G. movie. So it's not a hard look to do. You just put a bandana around your head.
You kind of look like
Honestly.
Tupac.
That's what I was going for. Thanks. That's the look I was going for. I'm getting my nose pierced after this.
Hey,
And then I think I have one more. Yeah. This one's the one I've heard before, and I don't know if you guys know the history behind it. But you know the Frozen movie? You maybe never seen it, but the animated movie that all the kids were in love with.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason Disney came out with a movie called Frozen was so that when you Google Disney Frozen, you would get information about the movie.
not the
and
body.
Yeah.
Yeah, not Walt Disney's frozen body that was rumored to be.
It's supposed to be his head, not his body.
Oh, I thought it was all of him. Like
No,
preserved.
I heard it's just his head. They make fun of it in Futurama. That's
Yeah, I
why
think that's
Futurama.
why they started doing
they start
that.
doing the heads.
Yeah.
I feel like they do that with everything though. Not specifically just Disney stuff, but like other things that you try to look up sometimes, it's like washed away by like some new stupid show or some new stupid something that is like when you're really looking for like older information, like you can't find it anywhere.
Lilo and Stitch climbing into the dryer in the original cut of the movie.
They don't have that.
They cut it out.
Oh yeah, they did cut it out.
But like you can search for it and you can't find it anymore.
I mean, you could probably find it if you have an old copy of the VHS, and like it's out there for sure.
No, but I'm saying like for example, right? Like
But
let's
that was
say,
sorry, but that one was just to, cause they realized like, oh, we can't be advertising this for kids. It's not like they were trying to hide something, right?
yeah, that's different. Like that's like the dick on a Little Mermaid cover. Remember, like from back in
Yeah.
the day, and they switched it. That's kind of like that. But like what I'm saying is like, let's say I'm learning about something that seems suspicious, like from the government or from history, and I start looking it up, but there coincidentally is like some show with the same like title of what I'm trying to look up, so that's all you see. Or like a movie.
What's an
comes out.
example?
Can't think off the
She can't
top.
think of it because it was erased.
It was
Yeah.
erased from her brain.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. Has that ever
Is
happened to
erased
you?
without
or-
her knowledge.
That's never happened to you guys?
No.
Where you're like looking up something specific and everything you come up is like some stupid like something more.
I feel like
recent
that's
or
kind of like
movie.
Mandela effect. I feel like that's like it kind of like a lot of stuff that we remember is like I feel like it was there, but then it was like erased for a specific reason. No.
I feel like that's kind of different than what like I'm trying to say
I
that.
don't
Like,
know.
I've explained.
Well, you don't have no examples. So.
I know, my
Yeah,
bad.
it's hard without an example.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Got you next time. Next time it happens to me, I'll let you guys know.
There was this one's completely off topic. I brought it up last time, but you ever heard the Mountain Dew conspiracy?
That it kills your sperm?
Yes. No. Yeah, I mean that's an old one. That's been around since the 90s.
Shrinks your balls.
Yeah. No. So according to I think I saw it on online as well, but like whenever they come out with a new flavor of Mountain Dew, it coincides to some historic tragic event.
What?
Like what?
And it can
Baja
always be
Blast.
traced back.
Is that?
I don't know the Baja Blast one, but like I guess like when all the fires happened in like Hawaii and all that shit, like they came out with like some like Hawaiian like flavor or something like that, and there's ones that like come out and like it's always I don't have like the frame of reference, but the perfect example is like when the day they came out with Code Red, Mountain Dew Code Red, the red one that's been around forever. It's like one of the most famous or
Yeah,
most
yeah.
popular flavors. Gamers drink it a lot because it has the highest amount of caffeine. It debuted around 9/11.
So that Mountain Dew is predicting like.
It's kind of like the Simpsons type shit. Like they think like maybe it's like there's a time traveler behind it, and like that's like a warning
Time
type shit.
traveler?
Yeah,
Why? a
Well, that's
time
what they say about
traveler,
The
though?
Simpsons.
That it's a time traveler?
Mm-hmm.
I've
Yeah.
never heard that.
Well, yeah, because they're predicting all kinds of things, but they're like very spot on
But
to
what
the point where it's like not so much that they're saying it's a prediction, but almost like a heads up type
Like
of
a
thing.
warning, yeah.
But I don't think it would be a time travel. Like, I don't think a time traveler is a possible thing. Like, I'm pretty open minded, but that just doesn't seem possible. But I know that you can like split.
Have you never
atoms
watched
and
Doctor
black
Who? It's
hole.
possible.
Nah, I don't watch that. But I'm just saying, like,
I mean,
I would imagine it being more of like, I believe that everything is planned. Everything already for way longer than we could even foresee into the future. Like, that shit is planned. It's already like set up to happen.
think about it this way. As far as technology, if you think about like the industrial age, like when we first started creating like gears and like machines that like work to press a newspaper, right?
Right.
Like that's only so many years ago from now to where we have iPhones and like iWatch and stuff like that. And it's like, where the fuck did we get all this fucking technology from? Some people say it's
planned.
aliens.
It was planned.
Some people say it's like time travelers came back and like.
There's probably already technology right now in some lab that's being created or has been created. It's not going to be out in the public until like
another
10,
30
15 years or something like
Like,
that.
how did we go from just like hitting hammers and nails to now we have like these microchip processors that do all this?
Well,
fucking
because
crazy
to
shit?
us, those times on paper don't seem like long ago. But I'm sure if you lived, like if somebody was to live from that time until now, that's probably a long ass fucking time. Like actually breaking it down, like how long ago?
Well,
was
when did
that?
we get computers?
The 90s,
60s, right? No, 60s.
Well, they
Oh,
had them,
before
but
that.
they weren't like in homes, right? They were
Yeah.
like just from what I remember, it was like a.
It was a
big
glorified
room. It was like a
calculator.
room.
It was a big giant thing you could type in like what's 2 plus 250,000 and it would do it. It was a glorified calculator.
I heard of it as like being like the size of a room, and it would like process all this stuff, and then like in the late 90s is when they started having like at home computers, and then became more popular in like the early.
How old were you when you
2000s.
got a computer?
My family got a computer.
Like the home family computer, yeah.
Probably when I was
The one that got a
in,
bunch of
like,
viruses because you were watching.
LimeWire.
LimeWire.
Yeah. Nah, I think probably when I was in like maybe like 5th grade or something. Maybe even after that, 7th grade maybe.
Yeah, me too, probably.
So yeah, like early.
But I'm older than you,
early
so
2000s though.
that might have been earlier.
But yeah, I don't know. That's why like I think it would make more sense that they're like even with a movie, because it's all the same people doing everything. So like even for movies that come out, like have you seen fuck? I think we talked
Joe
about this
Dirt?
before. No,
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, you've talked about
I like to
it.
look at him. I was naked.
with I Robot or whatever.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
that's like
yeah.
an old ass movie,
Yeah.
but like it's like I don't think these filmmakers just get these ideas like from creativity. Like I do believe that shit's like to let you know something, but people are so naive and everybody thinks like, oh no,
You
it's
have
just
talked about this,
entertainment
yeah.
or whatever. But that like because it's
Well,
something
even
I truly
before
believe,
iRobot,
like,
fucking Terminator, and they keep fucking building these fucking robots.
yeah, they like hint at like these whole things about like AI and transhumanism and this and that, and people are like, wow, entertainment, what a dope movie.
What's
But then,
the
like,
biggest of all the movies you've seen? Like, what's the biggest one that you're like, if this happens, we're fucked?
Jurassic Park.
Well, I mean, I'm not.
Hey, they brought back the fucking. They're trying to bring back the woolly mammoth.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I just think.
What's
they're
the
just
one thing that
fucking
you're
with
like,
stuff.
what the fuck?
Well, like I mean, I don't watch too many movies, so, but it's not necessarily like, oh, we're fucked if this happens. But I do think it's trying to hint at other things. Like I don't think they're just for entertainment.
Scary Movie 3.
Toy Story.
Final Destination.
Dude, Toy Story. Imagine toys are actually like living their own life behind your back.
How dare they?
You remember how growing up there was a bunch of like these weird rumors, and I don't know how they ever got spread, but like, did you ever hear the Smurf one? You guys might be a little bit too young for this because you guys.
Bro,
younger
you're
than
2
me.
years older than
But do you remember watching Smurfs? Did you ever watch the Smurfs?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So like there was a rumor like that there was some kid who had a bunch of Smurf toys and they came to life and they were all like evil and they would like fuck with him and shit like
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah. And I had a little tiny Smurf toy. It was like a little rubber Smurf with like a bow and arrow.
You were that kid.
Yeah.
you just. Never mind.
But I had one or whatever. But I remember hearing that story.
Did you
there's
throw it away?
no, I don't
Did you
think
break
so.
it or you didn't care?
I was kind of like hesitant. I was like, like I would think about like whenever I would remember that story because keep in mind there was no internet, so it's not like I was on TikTok constantly getting reminded about it. I would think about it every now and then. I would like think to where I was like, where do I have that toy? It's in that closet. Like,
Hey, but I know you guys are like joking around saying like, oh, this movie, that movie, but we're literally talking about The Simpsons and predicting freaking tragic events, and that's just like a random cartoon. So I don't think it's put it past in like Disney movies that there are like hinting at certain themes or suggesting certain things. I had seen a clip from, I think it was like Bug's Life or something. And it was like the grasshopper basically talking about how like if the ants overtake us, like one ant, you know.
Oh yeah.
So and they're like, oh, this is like a message about like tyranny and like
100%. Yeah.
But it's like it's a kid's movie, so a little kid
He's
probably
like,
isn't gonna pick up on that.
We got to keep bullying them because they're gonna. And this was a kids movie, yeah. So
that's what
he's
I'm
like,
trying to
because
say,
like there's more of them than there are of us. So if they all get together and rise up, like they'll
take control.
Yeah,
You know,
take
so
control.
it's like it may seem like something small. Like if I'm like, oh yeah, Bug's Life. Like you guys could be like, but like if you guys like are watching that, like I mean, I don't dissect
which
that
Disney has buried that movie.
Really?
They like think about it. There was never a Bug's Life 2. That movie's so old. That movie came.
There was.
No, there wasn't.
Fact check.
That movie came out right after Toy Story. There's never been another one after. And like if you go to Disneyland, there's no Bug's Life merch. They even got rid of the Bug's Life land.
I one time was messing with some chick that my friends would call her. Like she said she looked like the ant from Bug's Life.
Princess, what's her name? I forgot her name.
Anyways,
Like, just wanted to roast this chick.
She had that caboose.
she'll call her, what is it, like Artemisa or whatever?
Artemisa.
Yeah. She'd be like, oh, that little Artemisa. But anyways. So yeah, I think there's like truth in all that stuff. But I don't know. I try not to get too consumed by all that stuff. So there was no Bug's Life 2?
There's no official Bug's Life 2 movie, but there's like a show that's kind of inspired by Bug's Life.
Oh, okay.
What was it called?
Bug's Life 2? No, just kidding.
This life is bugging.
I have no idea. A real Bug's Life.
I've never heard of it. Exactly, it got buried.
No, it's on Disney. It's on Disney Plus. It's on season 2 now.
Wait, actually, didn't they get rid of the Bug's Life land at Disneyland?
I just said that right before you brought up. See, they wiped your memory.
Pablo was trying to wipe it with a Bug's Life too.
See? Mandela effect.
Almost had her.
Almost
So take a
got
leak.
it. Well, while you're taking the leak, sorry, Stephanie, we're gonna talk about some baseball, dude. So, all right, I think we talked about it on this pod before, but like Chris Taylor,
Yeah,
like
he got let go.
no, not just that, but like okay, like watching him play for the Dodgers, like he wasn't doing shit.
Nah, yeah, he's on his way out already, man.
I was like,
As much as I
why
him.
the fuck did he not retire as a Dodger? Like, why not?
He's still got a couple years left in his contract.
Oh no. After I watched him play yesterday, this he plays like a new fucking man.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
So no, low key, I think this is just speculation, but I think he had some beef with the organization.
you think so?
Yeah, where he just didn't want to perform because he's like, fuck them, like blah blah blah. He got injured and he was like, they sent him back to like minors for like a while and shit like that. And then that's what I was telling you, like they DFA'd Hayward to bring him back, but ever since he's been back, like he's pitch hits, like never got on fucking base. I saw this man yesterday, fucking, he hit a line drive, which to me I was like, oh shit, like, oh hell yeah, like Chris Taylor, like I was copping for him, like, you know, like that was my like when I became a Dodger fan, Chris Taylor was my guy. So like he got on base, I see him steal fucking second, no sliding mitt. Like and like I feel like nowadays are all like, you know, baseball's like because everyone else had a sliding mitt, and this man's like pushing 40. The full fucking stole fucking first base, no sliding mitt, and then I forget somebody else hit something else. This fool fucking does a RBI, or no, he runs into a home run, and just fucking like this fool's like he looked like a brand new fucking person.
Who they play against?
Mariners. Yeah, like I was like Jesus Christ, like I was like astonished, like I was like, gee, like I was like I have not seen this version of Chris Taylor, and like he's a great outfielder, like so I knew he still had it like in him, like I was like, you know, he could play outfield great, like he's never really let us down, but I was just like watching him play like infield, I was just like Jesus fucking Christ, or not infield but offense. Yeah, I was just like fuck. I think there was some shit with the organization. Cause I get why he went to the Angels. Like, why would he want to uproot his whole fucking family? Like, he
Yeah.
still gets to live here, and he's still getting paid, still making money. Like, yeah.
How big was his contract with the Angels?
It was like that. I don't know. I've never looked it up.
Probably a year or two.
Yeah. But aside from that, also, you guys hear about you guys know the baseball field regulations?
What do you mean?
So apparently, the only thing that really matters, like the only thing that's regulated, is the size of the diamond, like the actual baseball
The
diamond.
distance between bases.
Yeah, that and like the foul lines or whatever.
Yeah, but the actual
The size of the stadium and the shape doesn't matter. And because like a lot of these stadiums were built after like neighborhoods were already established and like borderlines and everything, like sometimes like the distance from like home base to left field is shorter. And like for like a big example is like when Yankee Stadium was built, it was built like the way it was built now was built when Babe Ruth was on the team, and I believe he's a lefty, so all his home runs would go right field. So they built the distance a little bit shorter. So they're saying that like there might be a little bit of tax on the amount of home runs he made because like he had a little bit of an advantage.
But I mean, wouldn't that mean that other left-handed
players,
batters
yeah.
would be close to him as well?
Yeah, but it also like it also promotes him, like it helps him in a sense, you know.
Yeah.
And it also depends. Like if you have a good ass pitcher that's going to strike everybody out, it's not something you really have to worry about.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if you build up your bullpen, like it's not something you really have
But
to worry about.
did that field ever get like extended, or it's been the same
No,
since?
that's like one of the first stadiums, right?
Yeah. And then one like Massachusetts has the big green wall. Mm-hmm. Like they call it the
it's-
green monster or whatever. Yeah. So you could build up obstructions.
Yeah.
And like it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it'll still be a home run though.
Yeah.
No.
They have to build like limit
It
lines
has
or
to
whatever.
go over. When it bounces off the green monster, it's not a home run.
They'll have line. There's a measurement line, and it goes if it goes over that line, it's a home run.
But that
Really?
But see, that's also that's to help them also. Like how he was saying, like wouldn't it benefit other players? But certain like apparently the other thing is like stadiums can create their own rules. So I forgot which stadium is, but they have green vines growing up. Like it's almost like a green monster type wall, but it's all like vines. And if it hits the vines, it counts as an automatic double. And that's a stadium rule that they made up. But that also it goes for both teams. So that's what he's saying. Like, you know what? Like, so it is true, but it affects both teams. So you could create your own fucking rules. You'd be like, hey, that's an automatic home run. But like, if it's an advantage for everyone else too, and you're playing a really good ass team, it's gonna hurt you more than it's gonna help you. So like, they kind of have to factor in both things. But yeah, like the fact that it's not regulated like that, and if you look up every single fucking stadium, they're all shaped fucking completely fucking different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they'll have like stuff in the back. Like the Arizona Stadium has like a pool.
Yeah.
In the back where
A water slide, right?
A
Is that the one that has a water
water
slide?
slide, yeah.
That's
Hey, that-
cool. I
that-
think all that stuff is.
That stadium's actually really nice.
yeah.
That stadium's
Angel
really
Stadium
cool.
has like that like rock formation with like the fountains and
They have the rock
there's
formation.
pyrotechnics and like fireworks
And
that
then,
fly out of it.
They have that giant paint bucket. What paint company is that? I don't
Bear?
know. No, it's not. It's not Bear. It's some paint company. But they had this thing where like if a home run was hit and it landed inside the paint bucket, that this I'll be roasting them if I remember their name, but this paint company would donate $1 million to one of the organizations that the Angels have. And then a couple of years back, someone ended up hitting a home run that hit the lid of the giant paint bucket and bounced in.
Did they
And
count
they
it?
didn't count it.
They ended up they refused it because it didn't go straight in. It bounced
Oh, that's
into it.
bullshit.
Yeah,
So
so
on,
they
on a technicality.
Yeah, so they never made the donation, and by the next season, the bucket was removed.
Good.
What the heck? Because they didn't follow through on their word.
Yeah.
Huh?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, it makes the organization look bad. It's like, well, like what the fuck? Like somebody better pony up the money, and it's like nobody wants to do it.
Sounds like when you go to the carnival and they trick you.
All the
There's Sherwin Williams.
True.
oh,
There
there
you
we
go.
go. That is a big one.
But
How
you
do,
know
how do you guys
so-
feel about like tipping? I don't mean at like restaurants, and I don't mean at like.
Well, give me an example of who.
'Cause
like,
I'm
who
a-
you don't tip that you
I
want to
ti-
see if we tip.
Yeah, because I'm against it, but you know,
No, I'm talking about like you go like for a perfect example is a baseball stadium. You go to the stadium, you get a canned beer out of the fridge and you bring it up to the person, and all they do is ring you up.
Fuck no.
And then they
But
turn around like, here's a
if-
tip
Fuck
option.
no.
How do you feel about
if they're
that?
making me a drink, if there's a bartender that made me a drink, I don't care if it's just like a fucking margarita.
Yeah, that's different.
That's different. I'll tip that. I'll tip to that. But
But I
if
just
you
mean,
just
like,
grabbed
some-
the can for me and popped it open, most of the time they have an attitude too. Or I'm not tipping those guys, dude.
Actually, I
Get outta
think you
here.
grabbed the
Or-
can
or you-
yourself and you hand it to them.
Even
They
if you go
pop
to
it
like
open.
Oh no Hawaiian barbecue, like, and they turn around, it's
Nah.
like they're just taking your food, or they're not
I'm
making
not
your
tipping
food.
No,
at
but that's
Star-
not
I'm not
for
tipping at
them.
Starbucks.
That's for everyone.
I'm not tipping at Starbucks
That's for the
either.
cooks. Them I'll tip.
At Starbucks?
No, Hawaiian barbecue.
Same
I'm
thing
not
with
tipping.
Starbucks. What's the difference
I'm not
between
tipping.
a bartender making you a drink and a barista making you a drink? It's the same concept.
That's true.
I'll buy
It's
you.
just
Yeah, he
not
got you
alcohol.
there. I just don't go to Starbucks like that.
Nah.
So boba too? You're gonna tip at boba?
If
You just said anyone that takes the time to like
Make
work
you a
on a
drink.
You're a
drink for
delivery
you.
driver. I'll tip. Delivery drivers for food. I'll tip.
Yeah.
I'll
Wait,
tip for those
so
guys.
you're tipping your delivery driver, but you're not tipping the person that made your boba?
Yeah.
What the fuck's wrong with you, bro?
I think if I go like let's say I go to order like a boba or something and the person is like really nice and you could tell like they're gonna fucking make your boba with passion, I'll throw in $2 tip or whatever. But if like I go somewhere to like literally yesterday me and Pablo went to go get coffee and the cashier like I mean I'm not expecting like to have a full blown conversation but like I'm like talking to you and you're just fucking looking all pissed off, like it's gonna not give me a good feeling. And actually, she was there this morning when I went. She was like, "Oh, good morning." I'm like, "Fuck you. Where was that energy yesterday?" No, I'm just kidding.
Probably you caught her. What
she
time
thought
did
you were
you
with your
yesterday?
Hey,
No, but hey,
What time did you go yesterday?
dude, she was being rude.
she
though,
went
like,
when they opened today.
Yeah,
No,
I went when they
yesterday.
opened today, but I went before they closed yesterday.
Okay, so she had to close and then open the next day.
Dude, they close at 5
Oh.
p.m.
My bad. My bad.
No, but
She thought you were with your boyfriend.
not Jackie was there too. So
She thought you were with your
Throuple.
fucking your
I'm gonna throw-
throuple.
hey, guys, off the fucking cameras. No, I'm just kidding. No, but like the girl, like she literally was giving an attitude, and then after we were like, it was full of people, and she like walks up and she's like, yeah, everyone. So it's 5 o'clock and we're actually closed. So if everyone wants to start heading out, thanks. And everyone was just like looking at her. Nobody even got up, because it was just like, and then like it was just rude, like.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't there, but I would be mad too if people aren't letting me go home.
Isn't dude? Like,
I mean, but there's a nice way to say it, dude.
Yeah.
hey guys, thank you for coming
You're
in.
s-
But
you're still providing
we're
customer
wrapping up
service.
now. Like, can you guys please start making your way out? But she was just like, yeah, you guys need to go. Like literally like that. Like, yeah, you guys can like go get out.
Yeah, she had a pretty bad attitude about it.
And then there was some guy like, and she was like, yeah, like she didn't even say excuse me. She was like, yeah, I need to get to the window to close those blinds. Like,
Oh yeah, it's annoying.
yeah, dude, she was just being like a little.
This is the way I think about it. It's like I know I would not be good in customer service, and like okay, granted, maybe like they can't get another at the time they weren't able to get another job, and it's the only place that hired them. But I know I'm not good at customer service.
Hey, now I can see why that's the only place I. No, I'm just kidding.
So I don't work in customer service.
Yeah.
I would be you would hate me.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You
like.
can be an asshole sometimes. You can be a jerk.
I'd be an asshole all the time.
like I had gone to get a coffee one time, same kind of scenario. I like rushed in. It was like they were right about to close, and I went in, and I knew I was close to the closing time. It's not the same place, but I was like, oh, excuse me, like, did you guys already shut down your espresso machines? Like, did you guys already clean them? And the lady was like, oh no, like, thank you so much for asking that, but no, like, we'll make you a drink. So I tipped her fat because she was being like nice, like. But if I came in and they're like, we're about to close, like, no, the machine's closed. Like, it's like, bitch, like, you're still open, first of all, but whatever. Like, why are you cleaning it before you close? I guess I have bad luck. That's why I'm getting all passionate right now. I have this bad luck where, like, I don't know if I feel like everybody has, like, something. But for me, my thing is, like, I'll be, like, having something in mind where I want to go. And, like, I'll show up to that place. And there will be, like, a sign posted on the door, like, typed up saying, like, permanently closed. Or, like, closed today at this time. And it'll be, like, does that kind of stuff happen to you guys? Or?
Yeah, my thing is, if I really like something off the menu, I like become obsessed with it,
And then
it gets discontinued, and that always happens to me.
Not
That's
like
my-
for me, it's like the place will just be closed on like like the other day I was driving to work and I'd never go get like this bagel from the shop, but I was like, you know what, I have extra time today, I'm gonna go get this specific bagel I'm craving. I drive up and the power was out on the whole block, so it was closed. Like shit like that be happening to me all the time.
That's
dude.
Truman Show shit.
How about like
just
pulling
saying.
up to Red Wings, craving like some bomb buffalo wings? You get there and it's a boot shop instead of a.
What the fuck? Which Red Robin was this?
No, Red Wings.
Oh.
Yeah, when you first said it, I was like, fool, that's a fucking shoe store.
Did he?
I was
He said
letting you talk
Red Robin,
anyways.
huh?
He said red.
Yeah, Red Wings.
I saw that on TikTok. Yeah. No, but you know what? I'm kind of, I know this is like a dickhead thing, cause like
Sensitive subject for Leo, man. Just watch it.
oh sorry, no, but I'm almost the opposite.
Like
of
you go and
of
everywhere's open?
No. The customer.
I love my life.
the customer service thing. So like for instance, what day? Like Wednesday. One of these days this week, I went to the movies. Right? Oh, Thursday. I went to the movies.
To watch the Olympics?
Yeah. No, to watch Ballerina. And I was running late for my fucking movie already. So, I mean, not late. Like, the previews were probably starting or whatever. And that's my fault, granted. You know, it's not nobody else's fault. So I pull up, and there's only, like, one person in front of me. And I'm waiting, and then, like, she's waiting for the person in front of her, and then, like, they get, like,
So
helped
there was
in
two
it.
people in front of you?
Yeah, but the one person was already done.
I'm just fucking with
Yeah.
you. Sorry.
So then she goes up, and then automatically off the cuff, like I already knew, like she was gonna fucking take forever. She goes up, she's like, "Hey, like, where's your drink menu?" Blah blah. Like she was looking, and she's like, "Oh," like they handed her one, and she like looked through it a little bit, and she's like, "Oh," she's like, she's like, "I kind of want something like with not a lot of sugar, not a lot of this, not a lot of that."
Literally
like,
me.
yeah, or whatever. And I'm just like, "Oh my fucking god, dude!" And like I'm just
Get
like,
to number 2.
no, but like I feel like whenever I go up somewhere and order something, like I try to be as streamlined as fuck, just to get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
You know, so you can help the next fucking person. And like they're sitting there having like full ass like fucking conversation.
I don't think I ever think about it that way.
She's like, well, we have a skinny margarita, and she's like, oh, what comes in that? Oh, it comes with this. Blah, blah, blah.
I'm allergic to.
Yeah, and then
Skinny.
she ends up just getting like a fucking
Water?
a Tito's with all lime juice and a splash of soda or whatever. And even after like she gets it, and then her boyfriend comes out of the bathroom, and then he orders something. I'm like, Jesus fuck!
He
I'm like
walks up, he's
sitting
like,
there.
What's
I'm
good
like,
here? No, I was kidding.
yeah, and I'm just like get the fuck out of the fucking way, dude. Like okay, you're here for your movie fucking
So
early,
it's
but
not
that's not
customer
everyone's
service,
case.
it's you're impatient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I feel like I have the courtesy, like whenever for instance, like, even if I go to like a fucking 7-Eleven and the guy in front of me is getting, I hate when they start ordering or asking for the lotto tickets. They're like, let me get it's like, fuck, dude. Like,
Check this one.
Yeah.
20 numbers here.
yeah. And then they start paying cash, and then they get their change back, and they're sitting there like putting in their wallet all
It
fucking
literally
stuff.
just
It's
sounds
like,
like
get the
you're
fuck
blushing.
out of the way.
I walked in for a buffalo chicken roller and a monster. Get out of the way. dude.
Exactly.
I can agree with you to a certain
Exactly.
point where like if you don't know what you're gonna get, then yeah, stand the fuck out of the way. Don't look at don't study the menu if you're already next.
I don't know. 'cause-
Study it like
but
either while
the
you're
thing
in
about
line
it-
or get the fuck out
It's
of the
just
way.
common
For-
courtesy.
Well,
dude.
for me, like if I go somewhere, because I like trying different coffee spots. So if I go somewhere and they'll be like, "Oh, how can I help you?" Like even if they're busy, I'm like, "Hey, this is literally my first time here. Like this is what I'm looking for. What would you recommend?" And then
I
just keep
recommend
it
you get out of the
simple.
way.
Get the fuck out of the way till you know what you want. Like it's like you have to
Lewis
think
is in the
too.
back, just all frustrated.
It's like sometimes like that's how people like learn new stuff. You know, like
It's not always or whatever, but like I just feel like even like if I'm not in a rush, I try to be as streamlined as fucking possible.
yeah.
Like this is what I want. All right, let me get this. Blah blah blah. I've asked like, hey, like, is this good? But like,
Are you the type of person that always gets the same thing at specific
No.
spots? No. Okay.
no, I love to try new things.
But you already know.
But
what you
others
want.
can't. But others can't. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but
Can't, just
know
don't
what
ask
the
questions.
no, but know what the fuck you want, bro. Like, why the fuck I gotta fucking waste my fucking time because
Dude,
you
one
don't.
time
You're
I was
fucking
at the-
indecisive.
This guy sounds fun.
I was at the In-N-Out drive-thru with Lewis, dude, and he started freaking out on me because I couldn't make up my mind. I ended up ordering everything on the menu, dude. I was like, just give me everything. Animal style.
Okay, that's my bad luck. So whenever I go to in a drive-through, like that's one thing. Like if I go to a drive-through, I know what the fuck I want, right? I'm not like, oh, give me a minute, let me look at the menu.
menu I can look at.
No, but
You're in and out. They have 3 things on the menu.
I always get stuck behind the one person that orders the whole entire fucking
Bro,
menu.
I
always get
I think
stuck
it's
behind
just
it.
you need to just work on the patience, bro. That's what it sounds like.
I got time for that shit.
I got time for patience. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, I just try to be understanding. Because, like, let's say my mom goes somewhere and she's struggling with something. I would hope that the people around her would be helpful and nice to her, not annoyed, you know? I'd think of it like that. If someone I loved was that person, like, you know?
That's different, though. That's struggling. Like you just having no sense of urgency or, like, hey, like, oh, let me go in here. Like, everyone can just wait for me because like, that's my own world.
I think if it's a customer taking a long time to do something, who cares? But when it's the workers that are ignoring you, when you're obviously there waiting for them to cut the conversation and take the next order, that's annoying.
Speaking of cutting the conversation, I'm going to cut you guys off. What do you guys think? Do you agree with Terrace or do you agree with Lewis? Anyways, this has been the Lost Hour podcast. Thank you for losing an hour with us. We're out.
The Lost Hour podcast is back. Tune in and get lost, get lost, get lost, get lost, get lost.